Hello, people of the interwebs, and welcome back at long last. Welcome back to RGOGNOCA. I am WonderGirl108. I'm going to do this for a minute because this is one of those intro screens that does a thing if you wait too long, and this will keep that from happening. So anyway, yes, welcome back. I'm so glad to be back here doing this. I have a few things I need to say before we even get to anything related to this game, so you can probably already see this video is pretty long. There's a lot I want to fit into this first video, so I'll put in an annotation right now telling you when to skip to for, you know, when I actually get to the game related stuff. So here it is. Alright, words now. I am so sorry about this hiatus that's been happening. Like I said, I was sick, and then I went back to school, and, you know, I graduated. Actually, I did graduate, and I'm a little tired at the moment, sorry. I went, like, literally from my graduation ceremony to a job interview, and within, like, a month, I moved into my own apartment, I have my own car, I have a job. So while I brought my stuff with me, and I've had the means, I haven't really had, like, the energy to make videos. And on top of that, of course, there is always the mic. I have done everything in my power to get this mic back to where it used to be. Like, I've updated different kinds of software, I've, you know, taken it in several times. I actually had it taken in. I've like tried and plug in USB mics. I even had it taken in to have the mic replaced. Like literally overnight replaced the mic. And I think from a brief test I did before this that it's finally working. Let's hope it stays that way. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. But I'm back now. So this game. Like I said in the I'm sick announcement video, this game, Eternal Lies, does not have a Wikipedia page, but more than that, it doesn't just not have a Wikipedia page. The makers of this game, was it Squaresoft or whatever? Sunsoft, there is. They have a Wikipedia page, and on it, Eternal Lies is mentioned, and it's a red link, which, if you don't know, means that someone acknowledged that it needs to have its own page, but no one's gotten around to doing it yet. So, yeah, really good old game that absolutely no one cares about. But, you know, it's still pretty good. Now, if you saw that intro, and were expecting, like, this really amazing, epic, ginormous game, I'm afraid you're going to be a tiny bit disappointed, because that intro is actually the most epic thing about this game. Not that the rest of the game is bad, just, you know. I think that tune that plays during it is actually called Ambition. I think I saw that on the internet somewhere. Which is a very appropriate term, because, like, the characters you see in it are all in this game, but almost nothing that happens in that sequence happens in this game. I think what happened was the creators had, like, a lot of ideas and didn't really know what to do with most of them. So yeah, that's that. Now, first things first, I'm going to let this thing do the thing it does if you don't, like, do anything for a little while. It's a series of reading. I've actually done several takes of this, of trying to do this Let's Play before, and obviously failed. But one thing I learned during them is that it is impossible to actually read the words that are going to happen on screen aloud. Some of them, like, before it fades away to be replaced with the next set of text. Blech. So I'm actually not going to read it aloud, even though that was part of my original plan, just because it's kind of sort of impossible. So yeah. I'll just let that play while I, yeah. And feel free to pause it if you need time to read it, because, you know. Dun dun. Alright. Now, boring screen again, because... No, not this, not this, not this. No. No, go back. This thing, which will keep a thing from happening. This is, of course, one of those games with a manual that actually tells the story a lot better than anything else. There's like a backstory to this game that's like alluded to throughout the game and like kind of sort of half told at one point, but the closest you can get is reading the manual, and since people seem to like my voice, I'm going to waste a lot of time on my voice reading the story aloud right now. The War of the Goddess. The war between the human race and an evil deity. The evil goddess, who had once driven much of the world to their deaths, had risen again. Humanity, silent and wide-eyed with desperation, teetered on the edge of an abyss filled with terror. But not all had lost their voice of reason. 6 heroes, led by the hand of fate, joined forces to bring light back into the world. Among the heroes were those who were not of the human race. The Cucurothéatro, magical puppeteers, the tribe of carnelian gaze. Sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce Cucurothéatro. I guess if like any sort of linguist expert looks at it, they'll probably find something in there for red and eyes. Though why a linguistics expert would be watching this, I don't know. Which reminds me of a thing I forgot to say, dang it. Anyway, they were born under a different law of life from humans, possessed of crimson eyes and the power to detect jewels, the vehicles of this world's spiritual energies. Using these special jewels, the magical puppeteers perfected the art of infusing lifeless dolls with a soul. The dolls, called magical puppets, grew with each jewel given them, and came to achieve physiques and abilities to rival a monster's. Only the chosen, known as magical puppet masters, among even the ranks of the Cucurothéatro, could control the dolls, which came to be called magical puppet monsters. The magical puppet monsters fought with the rest as sacred beings in the War of the Goddess, but when the war ended, the Cucurothéatro disappeared from sight without explanation, and with the passage of time, the knowledge of the mystical Cucurothéatro faded away from the human memory. The story you are about to begin is the tale of a boy with crimson eyes. So yeah, kind of what it said in a few more words. More than a few more words. I also want to read a description of a few of the characters that are in here, especially the 5th one, because it tells a lot more about that character than anything you ever learn in the game. And she's not even really an important character. But first, Luke, the boy with crimson eyes. Luke was born with the blood of the Cucurothéatro, the tribe known to be able to give life to and control magical puppet monsters. However, he is ignorant of his birth and indeed of the Cucurothéatro, as his parents had passed away when he was still a baby, leaving the secrets of the tribe untold. Despite his seemingly quiet personality and a general impression of being the shy younger brother, he is in reality very capable and quick to act. And Alina, the caring sister. Luke's older sister, and hence another member of the tribe of the Cucurothéatro magical puppeteers. However, the ability to control magical puppet monsters is not among her powers. A parent figure to Luke in the absence of their father and mother, Alina's capacity for creating confusion is often the source of worry for those around her, especially Luke. However, her knowledge of subjects such as medicinal herbs is profound, and she runs an apothecary shop in the city. Alina. That is a fun name for video game characters. Okay, and Vorlis the Fallen Hero. The supreme commander of the Inner Circle of Knights, he was formerly known as the king's right-hand man, and is one with the most intimate ties to the throne. However, for reasons utterly unknown, he suddenly incited a rebellion. His objective, to resurrect the goddess of destruction. Shile, the Wise Illuminator. A mystery woman with crimson eyes that may be proof of her magical puppeteer lineage. She's also seen holding a creature that could be a magical puppet monster. I personally don't know what else it could be, but eh. And lastly, Lolita, the Devil Child. I used to misread that name when I was a kid and say it was Lotilla. It's Lolita. Vorlis' henchwoman and one of his 4 overlords. Her childish looks belie her true nature, and she has been known to delight in burning the king's soldiers to a cinder. Her allegiance to Vorlis is undeniable, and she works to bring about the resurrection of the goddess of destruction. Really, more than anything, her title, the Devil Child, says more about her than you will ever learn in this game. Okay, that's all the reading done. I'm sorry about that. Now, at long last, let us begin the game, which has a very long and protracted intro sequence. Also, as always, there's no voice acting in this game, just reading, and I'm not going to attempt to voice act because, you know, I can't really do different voices very well, and I feel like it's best to imagine what the voices sound like for yourself, rather than having to rely on someone else trying to do their best with it. So yeah. Hang on one second. Sorry, awkward jump cut is awkward. Prepare for much exposition that doesn't tell you anything at all. Yes, the goddess of destruction's name is Luna, oddly enough. Not sure why that made him angry. Alright, and here we see there are two different kinds of cutscenes in this game. There's what you just saw, like pixel arty, semi-animated things with text boxes with like large profiles of whoever's speaking. And then there are these like really nice anime still images with like little pictures of the face of whoever's talking. Those are common throughout the game. I don't know. Like, I guess one has better visuals and the other actually has movement. Whatever. I have no idea what that question is supposed to mean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a foreign game and some stuff got lost in translation. Well, that was quick. Nice that they already know ahead of time who's behind it. Fail. Meanwhile, and that was all the prologue. Here's chapter 1. Yeah, this is a very long starting sequence. It picks up later. worry if you don't understand what they're talking about. You're not supposed to. That should be a question mark. Than. Less than 17%. Yeah, some stuff was lost in translation, and honestly, whoever translated didn't even check for grammar, or in some cases, spelling. It was very sloppily translated. But, doesn't really affect the game all that much. This character is supposed to be called Mouse, by the way. And the other kid, who is obviously not Luke or Alina, is named Nicole. They kind of mention the names along the way. How you're supposed to know that at this point, I don't know. I don't think you are. But, whatever. Anticlimactic. Oh. Girls named Alina in JRPGs are ditzes. This is a JRPG, by the way. If you couldn't tell. Or at least I think it is. I'm still not entirely sure what that term even means. Anyway. As well as a jewel-encrusted sword, a ruby bracelet, a pearl necklace, and some other stuff. But yeah, let's focus on the marbles. Like what? Yeah, so his name is Mouse. Whatever his information was supposed to be, I think it was about the location of a mushroom, which they didn't find, so yeah, this is kind of a pointless argument. And that's his best comeback. Yeah, Luke's house is also a shop. I don't understand the grammar. Yeah, you and whoever translated this game. Also, how can you not understand the grammar if you already can't read the archaic language it's in? But whatever. How convenient. and said preparations are never mentioned again. And Alina's the only one thinking all of a sudden. And now, at long last, we actually have control over anything. So yeah, there are free roaming spaces, just like a couple, like, in the entire game. Move around here. I've somehow noticed that moving sideways seems to go a lot faster than moving backward or forward. I can't tell. You can press the L1 button or the R1 button to rotate the camera so you can see things. Because why not? And you can talk to people, of course. For exposition and stuff, and world building. Now, this is actually something I really like about this game, is that there are just characters that say random things. Like, I know that's not uncommon for JRPGs, but it's still a thing about games that I like. That, like, there's world building, and it, like, tries to make it seem like an actual world, not just the setting of a certain person's adventure. No thanks. People. Like, it kind of makes it seem like there's something at stake when someone tries to, like, destroy the world. Okay. You can also go into buildings, of course. I'm not going to waste time on that right now, because this video is going to be very long, as you already see. So we go out, and here we have the world map, where you can just point to wherever you want to go. Blue means you're there, red means you aren't there. And there's no indication of what's new, like on this map. You'll see when we find more locations, but it's a pretty simple game, so it's not like we're ever going to get lost. Not like even a new player could really get lost. And skip. Walking corpses, headless zombies. Is there a difference? Apart from the headless bit? And aren't you kids? Like, how old are these people supposed to be? Like, I know it's anime style, so you aren't supposed to be able to tell, but seriously, how old are these people? Aren't they teenagers? And Nicole apparently learned his grammar from the internet. It's a common thing on the internet, but in a game from like 2001, that's more than kind of unacceptable. The translation here is really bad. But, whatever. And he kind of implies that they're all kids and he's not. Which, okay. And everyone runs ahead of us, leaving Luke all alone. Naturally. Okay, now here is the pre-dungeon screen. This game is a series of dungeons, basically. You can check your status, blah-de-blah. You can check your equipment. We don't have any at the moment. Jewels doesn't apply right now. Item list. We have 5 rice balls. And save game option, and end just means continue on. So since there's really nothing we can do, let's just go. Also, the music in this game is amazing. I love it so much. So yes, this is turn-based. Turn-based, there's movement, there's stuff. Rotate the camera, L1, L1. So there are a lot of different creatures in this game. And a thing that I'm gonna like spoil right now, every creature you see, you can also get. You'll see more about that later. And they all have a kind of like Pokemon-esque vibe to them. The whole monster system does. Like, they all have names. Like, this is Muskew, and these are, I believe, Dolos? Yes. And you can look at them, but you can't do anything. Click on one of your own characters, and you get these options, blah blah. Jewels, again, doesn't apply right now. The movement thing is more than just, like, basic. Each character has a certain number of spaces it can move, but going up or down a stair takes 2 movement points. So while we have 4 points, we can only go 3 spaces right now because we're on some steps. So I'm just gonna go over here, and you can only attack, like, within a certain range. It's not always this particular range, but, you know, it's what we're stuck with right now, so we have to get right up next to something just to hit it. And we can't do that, obviously. So we just press wait, and once everyone's waiting, turn swaps. I was saying something. Oh yes, the music in this game. Absolutely epic. Oh, and here's a thing casting magic. Ow. So yeah, this is this is the tutorial basically, even though it doesn't really tell you anything. 2, 4, and we can punch it because we don't have any weapons. And you get experience for attacking and a lot more experience for actually, you know, killing. There's like a lot more mechanics to this than what you see here because soon we're gonna get monsters of our own. But yeah, there isn't much more to say about this. So I'm gonna... Oh, that's fair. Thanks, game. I'm gonna say some other things. So... Oh, one more thing. Every time you defeat an enemy, you get a treasure chest. You cannot walk through a treasure chest. You can't walk through enemies either, but you can walk through allies. Anyway, you hit the treasure chest, it opens, you get an item. If an enemy hits a treasure chest, it breaks, you don't get an item. And sometimes they'll do that just to, like, be annoying. And if you clear a stage, all the items around the screen just get, you know, obtained automatically. I'm gonna move here. And that'll do it for me. Okay, now there isn't much left to say. So, let's talk about the other thing I wanted to say to you all. During this absurd hiatus, I have passed 100 subscribers. Which is, like, amazing. I think I'm at, like, 108 now, which is, like, about the number of my username. I haven't checked in a few days, but still. Oh, and, if you attack something from a space higher up, it does slightly more damage, I've noticed. Not sure if that's intentional. Probably. But yeah, triple digits now, and it's kind of the opposite of what I was expecting. Like, I was expecting the subscriber count to drop since I wasn't doing anything. But, you know, it has risen, and I have to say, like, I did a stupid little video as like a apology thanks, but I have to say it with words right now. Thank you so much, everyone who is subscribed to this channel. It's like, anyone who starts making YouTube videos will hope that, you know, they'll get subscribers and stuff, but still, doing so is... it's always mind-blowing, really. I'm gonna step down here, just so I don't have to deal with stand things. Yeah. Like, I feel so honored that so many people actually think I'm worth listening to. Oh, hey! Those things don't normally do magic. Ow. Because I'm not really used to anyone thinking that anything I say is worth listening to. Like, growing up in school and summer camp and just, you know, all growing up. Whenever I've had to deal with, like, group stuff, like forced into a group activity somewhere, I'm really used to saying a thing and either being completely ignored or everyone saying, "That's really dumb, shut up." And then, like, 5 minutes later, someone else will literally say the exact same thing I just said, word for word. I'm gonna attack because I think I have enough health to stand even another magic hit. It's a slimy thing. Anyway, so yeah, someone else will say the exact same thing I said 5 minutes later, word for word, and everyone's like, "Oh, that makes sense, that's really cool, you're so clever." And I'm just left sitting there going, every single one of you can go to hell. So yeah, the fact that, you know, people think my stupid voice is worth listening to is just amazing. I think I have enough health to risk this. Not, we'll see. When we get allies dying isn't the problem. Luke is always the central piece. Like, it's like the king in chess, you know? And that's that thing dead. And it's time to start walking around it towards that other thing. Now, the gameplay is pretty simple. A few more mechanics get introduced, like, very shortly, but again, this is like the tutorial. So yeah, just thank you, everyone who has subscribed to this channel. Like, I am beyond honored. Since I can't attack it right now, I'm gonna use something to heal myself just in case. Oh yeah, that helped. Anyway, so yeah, just thank you for well over 100 subscribers. It's mind-blowing, and I'm very honored. Now, almost to the end here, and you have to wonder, if we run into these monsters and have to fight our way through them, why didn't the 3 people who went ahead of us run into this? You know? Like, why are we the only ones who have to go through this, when everyone else went before us? But, whatever. Game, tutorial, excuse, I guess. Alright, come here, you stupid slimy slug. Stupid slimy slug. And now we just exchange hits, and then we'll be done. Slimy, slimy. So, yeah, there are a lot of things in this game. I checked the back of the manual when I was thing, and it does say on the back that Ambition is the name of that intro song. And that is exactly what this game mostly is. It is mostly ambition. Like, there are a lot of ideas that the creators had. There's a lot of like hints at things that could become things. But it's mostly potential and very little execution, which is sad because, you know, the idea behind this game is actually really good. But, yeah, didn't quite pan out, sadly. And when you level up, your stats raise and your health gets restored, which is nice. Wooden sword. Wooden sword. Wooden sword. Mint. Can't remember what the mint does. There are like all kinds of different stats that you have, but I haven't really figured out how most of them affect the game at all. Yay, victory decks. Okay. And you get money for clearing a stage as well, because game. And more cutscenes. Why this shot is sideways, I do not know, but whatever. Shit! It's like the Goonies. We don't get to do this. This is all happening on its own. And if you see, in the background there on that scale, there's the jewel they're talking about, and then there's a pile of gold coins. But forget about the gold, we have a magic jewel. Which, that's actually what it is. Shouldn't have said that. Anyway. So apparently they knew ahead of time that Vorlis was going to rebel, and even prepared a letter for it and trusted the hand of fate to guide these kids to find about it. And yeah, why was Vorlis ever promoted in the first place if that's the case? Huge plot hole is huge. Sorry, I've been watching Cinema Sins lately. Anyway, yeah, this is kind of phoned in. The Ring of Domination? Vorlis already found that! Oops. That was all of Chapter 1. It's the shortest chapter, also the most boring. And I haven't shown nearly all of what I hope to show yet, so sorry. Well, duh. Domination, not destruction. Not sure if that was a typo or if Mouse is supposed to have misread that, but either way, it doesn't really matter because Vorlis already found it. now we have our own Muscu! It's so cute! Hooray for pixel art! Not sure how he picked it up, but okay. Solar has limits. And that's called Palan. It's a floating sheep. It's so cute. And Alina agrees. Meanwhile, the evil villains are doing evil things because evil. That person on the right is referred to as male throughout the game, but I don't know, it looks pretty female to me. And like, not to be sexist, but like, no, even if it's like a transgender guy, which is a thing I'm not going to talk about right now, if he went to all this trouble to make himself look female, why are people still referring to him as male? Like, seriously. You look at that, that's a woman. Anyway. They all have weird tattoos, too. I just noticed that. Are we going to search for the ring? Too late, Vorlis already found it. I have no idea what that statement is supposed to mean. Please feel free. All these things I have no idea what they mean. Please feel free to write your own interpretations in the comments. Please. And that's another thing. If the magic is in the jewel, and Luke didn't like intentionally do anything differently, why is it that, you know, the jewel flying out of Luke's hand caused the magical puppet to happen, and the jewel flying out of Nicole's hand didn't? Like, isn't the magic in the jewel? And Luke didn't do anything on purpose? So, I don't know. Too late, Vorlis already found it. So yeah, after this point, we find something in the forest, obviously, and after that, the ring is never mentioned again. Well, no, it's mentioned once, but it never really comes into play, ever. Anyway. Ah, yes. If there's something special about you, you'll find out about it someday whether you know it or not. That is very true. Anyway. There we go. We don't even get to walk to the mayor's house, I don't think. Nope. So why bother with the whole Holy Land charade? Well, that was easy. Like, absurdly easy. Oops. Oh well, it's not like we didn't see that coming. Alright, so the Lost Forest is ahead, and I'm gonna, of course, be doing a full let's play of this game, but that's actually not really hard to do. There is almost nothing optional in this game, like apart from like equipment and stuff. And the thing at the bottom says that it's pointing the camera a different way now because whatever. So, like, we could go to the Lost Forest. There is one exception. There is one singular dungeon level that is optional in this game. And naturally, it's this way. So I'm going to do that just to show you guys, like, the thing about the puppets. First of all, we're in Boondocks. People are here as well. This is the only other, like, free roam place in the game. Yes, thank you. Thank you, guy with an eye patch. And there are buildings here, there are houses and shops too. I'll probably never actually use them, but, you know, some people do, obviously. Also, there's a dog. Doggy! We've already been there. And here's how we get to the dungeon. Alright, so we have ourselves and our two puppets. We got some equipment last time, and you can change your equipment like in the menu, like the pre-dungeon menu. This just increases your the attack slightly. There are all these things here. You know, there's attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, and health points and magic points at the top. And then there's hit rate, I think aversion or avoidance, speed, and luck, which I don't know really what those do. And then movement is just the number of spaces the person can move. We don't have any equipment for the monsters. Now they mentioned this, jewels will strengthen puppets. And each individual jewel, there are like 6 colors, and there are 4 types of each color. So that's Holy Beast Wisdom Power. And every puppet has a color and a type. Like, each of those 24 things, 6 times 4, 24. That makes 24 different puppets just from the base. And they do actually evolve, like, kind of like Pokemon. So, more Pokemon-esque stuff. After some experimentation I found with the game, Muscu is Pink Holy, and Powan is Red Power. So, that's neat. What does our mint do? I forget. Oh, resistance. Is that defense? I don't even know. Okay, so there's the basement we were just at, and then there's another one. There are like 2 or 3 different kinds of monsters that can appear in a dungeon apart from the first one. Optionally, I guess. There are semi-optional dungeon levels, but I'll show that when it comes to it. So this is called a Calab. Its defense is much lower than its magical defense. This is called a Hey Up, I believe, yep. Defense and magic defense are both pretty low. And over here we have a single, is this a Cybos? Yes. Really high defense, really low magic defense, but it's also the only singular thing in this room. Now what I like to do, because I do have obsessive compulsive personality disorder, is I like to have, like, there are only like 3 different monsters usually in an entire dungeon level. Also, not sure what this red stuff is supposed to be. Could be rust, could be blood, could be fungus, I don't know. Anyway, I like to split it evenly with, like, the 2 puppets, each taking on... What I used to do was, one of them would take on the set that was, like, less resistant to the type of attack that they become. For me, Powan ends up becoming the, like, melee creature, and Musku ends up becoming the magic use creature. So I used to split up the different types of monsters by that. But that actually leads to some pretty uneven leveling, in reality. So during my first few takes of this Let's Play, I discovered that it would probably be smarter to simply have different puppets do one of each, and Luke is always just going to be the equalizer. So I'm going to have Luke take care of the Cybos. And 1 Hey Up and 1 Caleb for each. Now, Musku only has 3 movement points, which is annoying. But, you know, it can also do magic. So, Pink Holy, that's just because that's what it is. And puppets, when they absorb a jewel that, like, creates them or evolves them, they get a magic for it, usually, unless it's, like, a magic type that they aren't allowed to learn. And it can have, like, a specialized name. Sometimes even, like, specialized, like, cost and power, strength as well. But, yeah. Interestingly, Musku's Moosefire and Powan's Boar are the same magic, just specialized. And Powan has 5 movement points, but it is also a hovering creature. And what a hovering creature does is, it can go down steps without the doubled movement cost. So I'm going to have it drift over here. And I'll just leave it at that, I guess. And Hey Up demonstrates the 3rd kind of movement, and that is teleportation. Puppets that can teleport, it's not just that they don't have to pay the extra cost for going down steps, they can literally move anywhere within their range, no matter how high up or down. Like, flying things still have to take the stairs, but teleportation, free. Alright. Hello, Mr. Cybos, I'm gonna smack you with a wooden sword. I'm getting a lot of experience for it. Musku is going to very slowly climb down the stairs, and because this is the only way I can show it to you, I will show everything has a magic casting animation, an attack animation, a celebration animation, and that's it, actually. But I'm going to show you Powan's magic. Up and down. Now I'm just going to move it over here, because I'm going to have it kill one of the Calebs. Also, the Caleb demonstrated something else. Some creatures can't attack in their immediate vicinity, they can only attack with things that are like a certain distance away. Luke can do that too if you get him like a bow and arrow, like a bow. You don't have to get arrows, actually. If you get him a bow, that's the kind of attack he'll do. Like, so it varies, kind of. And Powan's about to die. Yikes. Level up for no real benefit. Okay, which of these is weaker? Level 4, level 4. Okay. I guess we'll just have Palan take this one way over here. I guess. It attacks with its tongue. How cute. Magic spells also have a range. This one's range is 3. So if that thing wants to break open a treasure chest, I can't stop it. Hey! That was actually pretty clever. Of that thing, to do that thing that it did. Even if it didn't do much. Sometimes you can get around it and like get up so that you're on like a step above it, and that does like a couple points more damage, which would mean this thing would normally be dead by now. But yeah, no such luck this time. I'm gonna have Musku attack it normally before casting magic, just in case. It's like I want them to level up as evenly as possible. Hey, he levels up. Alright. So a couple more tactics to show, and then I swear I am done. This is going over an hour now, so... Well, that was dumb. Why would it go down? That means it can, like, do less damage. You do more damage from higher up. Here, I'll show you. I've been doing 13, I think, this whole time? Yeah. 16. Not insignificant. Wait, no, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, I'll just let you do it. And here's something else. When you're out here, you can just go to the menu, and you can just end your turn without having to go to each thing and say it's done. The computer never does that. It always has to go through every single creature thing, but yeah, we don't have to do that. And this should do it. Yeah, there we go. Nice and even. Even though Alan level up and Musku didn't. Not sure what's up with that. Must have been like a 2-point difference or something. Bronze sword, nice. Sword. And rice balls. Musku's celebration. He's so cute. And Palan's just happy. Blah blah blah. Whew! Long video. Long, triumphant comeback video. Okay, when you finish a dungeon, it just sends you straight to the world map. And there are no other dungeons there. That second one is the only bonus hidden secret place in the entire game. So, one last thing before we go. La da 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 da. No, sorry about that. Okay. We run around. Running is much slower indoors. And up these stairs is a bedroom. Blue is load, red is save, I believe. Yes. Okay. So... blah blah. Please don't remove, but that doesn't matter. Save in the open file. And done. Done and done. So, thank you so very much for watching if you did. And thank you for putting up with my long hiatus. I know it was absurd. But yeah, thank you so very much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.